They banned me. I was with a couple of professional poker players and we went to go play Baccarat together. They changed everything. They changed the table, they changed the felt, they changed the card manufacturer, they changed the plastic shoe that holds the cards, they changed the monitors. I mean, like everything. But they didn't tell me. Not that they're like supposed to put a disclaimer out, but I was accustomed to like a certain way that one of the MGM casinos handles Baccarat.
Okay. Yeah.
So I go in with these guys and we start playing. And the first hand we won, like no big deal. The second hand I bet player and bank came out natural 9. So we lost. No big deal. We lost one hand. No sweat. So the way the new monitors are, some casinos have this, some don't. It'll display the cards on the screen.
Yes.
Right? So that's what they changed to, one that also offered that. It also offered a lot of other data that I never seen before. Ian's never seen before. I asked the dealers. I said, what does this other data mean? None of the dealers knew. I asked the pit bosses. Nobody knew.
Wow.
Okay, no problem. So the second hand comes. We lose to a natural 9. No big deal. So I look on the monitor, just like at the data, and it says 7 deuce. And I said, wait a second. And I look, and it's a 5-4 on the felt.
Oh,
I said, everybody stop. Nobody touch the cards. Mind you, I'm friends with all the dealers. I'm friends with a lot of the pit bosses. No one's going to bust my balls. I said, everybody, please stop.
Yeah.
Don't touch the cards. I said, please explain why there's a 5 and a 4 on the board, but there's a 7 and a deuce on the monitor for a natural 9. Nobody had an answer. I said, I need nobody to do anything. Everybody stop. I need you to bring an executive down. They brought an executive down. They said, what's going on? And I said, I caught you cheating. I said, how'd you catch us cheating? I said, well, I know that I lost to a natural 9, 5-4. Your monitor knows I lost to a natural 9, but doesn't know how, so it made up whatever information it wanted. It just said a 7 deuce.
Yeah.
So if it's going to make up what cards are being displayed on the monitor, it's also capable and probably is making up all of the data that's being compiled onto the monitor.
Wow. Yeah.
So if every decision I make to bet is based on the data that they're giving me off the monitor, but I could prove on the second hand that they're making up any information they want, they're going to continue making it up and misleading me on every decision. I said, I caught you cheating. They said, oh yeah? You have 30 minutes to pack your bags and get out. I said, okay. It was me and a couple poker players and Ian. We packed our bags and we left. I made a post about it and I tagged the casino. I watched that casino's social media, watch that story I tagged them.
Yes.
Fuckers. So then I screenshotted them and I circled how you could see the user and I reposted that. And then I got a call a couple minutes later from an executive and said, you're banned for 6 months. I said, why? They said, well, you threw a glass and you scared the dealers and you did this.
Of course.
And in my head, I'm like, are you sure? Because I was on a date with the dealer last night. Like, I don't think she's scared, you know? So yes, this whole thing. And the 6 months has now been 2.5 years.